Did Apple just leak the iPhone 13? I went back and rewatched the WWDC keynote, looking set by set, examining frame by frame to see what hints, secrets, or clues Apple could have given us regarding the iPhone 13 coming this fall. And you sort of have to read the tea leaves a bit, sort of do some digging under the surface, but there is a lot we can learn about the iPhone 13 from that event. In fact, these are the top 8 things that WWDC tells us about the iPhone 13 coming in just a couple of months. And a big thanks to Paste for sponsoring this video. Unfortunately, after doing another deep dive through that keynote, Apple did not leave the iPhone 13 sitting on a table. There was no notchless iPhone animation. None of that happened, unfortunately. Apple is very careful and none of that sort of slipped between the cracks. But what was interesting was to sort of see what the company was emphasizing with these software updates. What was a big feature of iOS 15, macOS Monterey, watchOS, and iPadOS that kind of gives us a hint, a sort of an inkling of what could be a big deal coming to the hardware this fall. What could Apple do with the hardware this fall to complement the software that we just got an introduction to? And if you sort of put those two things together, there's a lot we can sort of discern and some guesses we can make about what the iPhone 13 could have and what it couldn't have. Let's start with what was one of the biggest parts of WWDC, and that was FaceTime. Obviously, in the world of video calls and group conference calls and lots of time spent in front of screens and webcams, it's important that FaceTime sort of became more robust and could compete with Skype and Zoom and even Google Meet and stuff like that. But now with so much emphasis on FaceTime, I'd expect Apple to even do more to make sure that front-facing camera, and I guess all cameras on the iPhone 13, look as good as possible. We haven't heard any specifics on what Apple could change with the front-facing camera on the iPhone 13, though I do still think there's a chance, and I guess I could make an educated guess, that we could see this center stage feature, sort of this wider angle lens paired with software from the iPad Pro of this year, come to the iPhone 13 series, maybe even the 13 Pro and Pro Max. That just seems to make sense to kind of build that right into the FaceTime software with some hardware to match and make those FaceTime calls dynamic, fun, and just allow you to move around the frame and have the camera automatically track you. Turning our attention to the back of the iPhone 13 series in terms of cameras, we are hearing that Apple is supposed to give us an improved ultra-wide lens on the 13 Pro and Pro Max, and we're also hearing that sensor shift stabilization technology will go from just an exclusive feature on the 12 Pro Max to every iPhone 13 series coming this fall. So everything from the 13 mini all the way up to the 13 Pro Max will have this sensor shift stabilization technology built in. What's unclear is if Apple is going to basically take the LiDAR sensors, it's only been a Pro feature up until right now, and expand that across the 13 line as well. While other analysts, the biggest consensus right now, is that it's going to remain a Pro feature on just the Pro and Pro Max. Speaking of LiDAR though, we also got this interesting look at this cool new watch face instead of watchOS 8 that sort of allows you to take your portrait mode photos and sort of blend them in with watch faces so the text of the time could go behind the photo a bit. Basically a really cool way to take this 3D data and give it a little bit of life on your wrist. I'm curious if Apple is going to be, I guess, one, if they're using LiDAR to make this happen, or if this is all machine learning, and also, could we see this as sort of the beginnings of more features and more ways to take advantage of that LiDAR sensor? Is this something you can do with a LiDAR-equipped iPhone 13 inside of the Photos app? Is this something that's gonna be a new feature coming to all the iPhone 13 models? I'm curious if this sort of gives us a glimpse of what could be done to sort of put that LiDAR sensor to work. We know it's there, we know it can do some cool things, but Apple really hasn't utilized it at least that much, so I wonder if that's a little bit of a glimpse on what we could be doing with that LiDAR sensor in these new iPhone 13 models. Apple also showed off portrait mode video inside of FaceTime calls, which was interesting. I'm curious if this is done through software or done through hardware of that TrueDepth camera system, and also if we see it done in FaceTime video calls, sort of a moving picture, could it also be done in regular videos as well? We had heard from Max Weinbach that Apple is expected to put a portrait video mode feature feature into the camera on at least the 13 Pro and Pro Max. I'm curious if this is going to be done with the LiDAR sensor or just the TrueDepth camera system, or done with maybe both systems. I'm wondering if this is a software thing or a hardware thing, and if it's just going to be limited to the 13 Pro and Pro Max, or come to all 13 models, since they all have the TrueDepth camera system, but not all of them have the LiDAR sensor. At least that's one of the theories. So I'm curious if portrait mode video is coming and how it will be rolled out to the different 13 models. Another one of the major themes of iOS 15 and sort of WWDC in general across all Apple software updates coming this fall was this new focus mode, allowing you to focus specifically on the task at hand, whether that was work or whether you're off work and you just want to focus on your downtime, or whether that was a sleep mode, basically allowing you to custom tailor your device to work differently depending on what you're trying to do and block out certain notifications while others come through and are a little bit more substantial. Now, what better way to sort of complement the software than with a hardware feature like an always-on display, basically allowing you to see your notifications at a glance and maybe making some of the notifications that are more important more prominent. Maybe they're a different color, maybe they are brighter on the screen and the other ones are dimmer. I think an always-on display would be a perfect hardware way to complement this focus software feature. Now, we had heard that Apple was going to redesign the lock screen for iOS 15, but that obviously didn't happen. That might have actually gotten moved till next year with iOS 16. But we have heard persistent rumors that we could see an always-on display on the new iPhone 13 models, specifically the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max, since those have the LTPO backplane technology that allow for the ProMotion display support hopefully coming, as well for this always-on display feature as well. So hopefully we could see this. I think it would make a lot of sense, and basically giving you another layer to kind of customize and also add some focus to on your iPhone. And I think it would be a great way, again, for this hardware to complement the software. Just seems to make total sense, and I hope this is the year that it happens. Now, a big part of the iOS 15 update was this new sort of overhaul to the way that split screen and slide over windows are initiated and controlled. There's a lot of cool stuff happening on the larger screen on the iPad Pro, but there's another large screen in the Apple ecosystem that could also take advantage of this, at least partially, and that is the 13 Pro Max. We have heard rumors for a couple of years now that Apple was looking to take more advantage of that larger screen real estate on their Pro Max phones, basically allowing you to do side-by-side apps, or maybe 3 apps side-by-side. I'm not exactly sure how they would do this, if it would be sort of a different feature, or if it would be sort of a clone, or at least a partial clone of what's happening on iPadOS brought to the iPhone. It would make sense that Apple wouldn't show this off with iOS, since this would be a hardware-specific feature. It would make a lot of sense to see this on that higher-end big screen iPhone as well. Hopefully that comes to the Pro Max. We've also heard rumors about Apple Pencil support lingering around in the Apple rumor cycle for many, many years. Could this be the year it happens as well? Apple did show off with iPadOS this new sort of quick note functionality that allows you to sort of bring in a little notepad from the corner of the screen and jot down a note really quick. This also makes sense to see on the iPhone as well. We've heard rumors that Apple Pencil support is coming, and again, whether it's just for the Pro Max or maybe just for the Pro end iPhones, Apple Pencil support, while not necessary, would be a cool thing to see in there as well. And because there is so much emphasis and attention and resources put into iPadOS in order to make this happen on the iPad, it'd be nice if Apple was to sort of bring that down to the iPhone and give us those features on the 13 Pro and Pro Max as well. Now, as sad as I was to see that there was no new hardware at WWDC, you're gonna have to keep waiting for those new MacBook Pros, there is good news. You do not have to wait to start using one of my favorite Mac apps of all time that is also this video's sponsor, and that is Paste. There have just been too many times that I've copied a super important block of text that I don't want to lose, and then like 2 minutes later I accidentally copy something else, and then what I had just copied, that super important text, is gone, poof, it's gone into thin air, never to be seen again. It's a horrible feeling, but luckily, it never has to happen again with Paste installed. It's like a time machine and is incredibly powerful and so cool to use. I can set the time to go back as far as I want, vastly expanding my clipboard capacity and making sure that I never lose anything important again. The beauty of Paste is that it also works seamlessly across your iPhone, iPad, and Mac through the power of iCloud syncing that makes all of this super seamless. I can search on my iPhone what I copied earlier that day on my Mac, or I can search on my iPad what I copied on my iPhone. The app is not only beautifully designed on the iPhone, the iPad, and the Mac, but I love that I can see exactly what I copied copied at a glance, and I also have the power to search through to find exactly what I need, and I can pin something if I want to have easy access to this at a later time. Paste has quickly become one of my favorite Mac apps of all time. I just love having that peace of mind knowing that when I copy something, I can go back and easily find it 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, even 2 years later through the magic of Paste. And also the app is just beautiful. It works seamlessly across different devices, and through the power of iCloud syncing, my clipboard is in sync across my iPhone, my iPad, my Mac, wherever I am. I've got access to my clipboard super easily. I love Paste. It's been awesome, and I know you guys will love it too. So if you want to try it for free today on your devices, check out that link right down below to learn more and try it for free today. Another welcomed addition we saw at WWDC was the improvements to the Find My network, specifically this separation alert that works with Find My devices like AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, even AirTags, basically allowing you to know if you leave a certain situation or a location and you left something behind, that you left that certain item behind. I know I've left my AirPods Pro at home too many times to count. I've even gone too far away from my iPad and stuff, and I wish I hadn't forgotten it. And this would be really cool to see sort of built in maybe with the hardware of the iPhone 13. What if you could get an alert on your Apple Watch that you left your iPhone 13 behind? Or vice versa, what if you can get an alert on your phone that, hey, you left that Apple Watch on your charger, you don't want to forget to leave your home without that Apple Watch on your wrist. And last but not least, spatial audio continues to get more and more important in the Apple ecosystem. We've seen it with AirPods Pro and AirPods Max. We now have it on tvOS, and we're continuing to see it go to more parts of the Apple ecosystem, including FaceTime. This sort of brings the question of what else could Apple do with spatial audio technology? Could they sort of allow the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max, or maybe all the iPhone 13s, to sort of record spatial audio? You have stereo recording right now, but could Apple build a more versatile microphone array that allowed you to record spatial audio on your iPhone? That would be super cool to see. And also, could we sort of see maybe higher end, higher fidelity speakers built into the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro phones as well? Apple is pushing spatial audio, and they're even kind of pushing this hi-fi music through Apple Music as well. Could we see sort of an improved speaker system on the new 13 series? Is there a way to sort of kind of fake spatial audio with physical speakers, basically allowing you to sort of replicate this 360 experience in the real world and not just with headphones? I'm not sure what hardware would be required to do that. I'm not even sure it's possible, but if there's anyone that could figure it out, Apple would be the ones to do it, and I would be super interested to see where spatial audio continues to expand. It's going across software, it's going across services. Could we see it become a hardware feature on new iPhones? I don't know if it would happen this year, but it is something just to keep in mind. So what are your thoughts on the iPhone 13? Did you notice anything at that WWDC keynote that sort of alluded to some features of the iPhone 13, gave some hints? Again, it's sort of hard. You kind of have to read between the lines a bit and really do some digging to see what Apple has in store for us. There really wasn't any new hardware at all. There wasn't even any alluding to hardware. So it sort of was having to make some educated guesses and predictions on what Apple could be doing to complement that software with some new hardware this fall. What are your thoughts? What do you want to see most on the iPhone 13? Do you really want to see an always-on display? Is there a new feature for the camera you really want to see? Would you use spatial audio video recording or spatial audio speakers in your phone? Curious, what are your thoughts on the iPhone 13 and what are you most excited to see? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle, and I will see you all in the next one.